I lose control when you're not next to me. Listening to that song a lot recently. Quite like it. I don't know if you can see me very well. I'm in Portugal, the sun's over there, it's coming through the trees. Just wanted to share a moment of presence with you. You know what I love? I love being a human being. I love being a human being. Being in my body, feeling my emotions. Being raw, authentic. I think lots of us, we get on the spiritual path, and especially if we get into non-duality and this sort of thing, and we almost try and get away from our humanity. We want to come into awareness or come into spirit, and we don't want to be a human being. We want to be no self. We don't want to be a self. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with opening to ourselves as spirit, of course. And there's nothing wrong with realizing the experience of no self. There's nothing wrong with non-duality. But I see so many people getting stuck there. They get into non-duality, they get into spiritual awakening because they don't want to feel what they're feeling. They don't want to be human. They want to get away from the human. And when you do that, when you come into these teachings as a way of running away from your humanity, then you may discover peace. You may discover the peace of awareness, the peace of knowing spirit. But you may also be cutting yourself off from the absolute gorgeousness of your human self, from the absolute goodness of your human heart. And that's what I love when I see someone completely authentically being themselves, completely authentically being human. I love that. You can be free and you can be human. My teacher Craig calls it fully human, fully divine. And that's the name of his book. Fully human, fully divine. And he was asked, what's the definition of enlightenment? And Craig said the definition of enlightenment is having no anxiety about being human. Because if you try and run away from your humanity into spiritual states, then you're also running away from your heart, your human heart. And that human heart is so precious, so good. When we were children, many of us, we went to school, we have things happen to us which make us feel unsafe. A little child is so in that goodness of their heart, they're in that gorgeous energy of being in their bodies, being in their humanity. And difficult things happen at home or at school, and whoosh, the child feels unsafe and they escape out of their body and they start living in thinking. And when they grow up to be a teenager and grow into adulthood, they come into the thinking and they try and control every aspect of life, and they live up in their head, cut off from their body, cut off from their heart, cut off from their joy. And then that adult is suffering, so they find their way to non-duality or spirituality, and in many cases, again, they're just running away from the same thing they were running away from when they were a little kid, trying to get away from the thinking, trying to get away from themselves. Trying to get away from themselves. But what I've discovered is that the true intimacy of being, the true richness of love, to come into that true grounded goodness of feeling completely at home, we must journey back into what we ran away from when we were little kids, what we had to get away from when we were little kids. We journey back into the body. We journey back into our broken, tender hearts. And we fully embrace our human self. And then instead of living in a disjointed spiritual identity of being a bit in awareness and denying the human self, we fully allow ourselves to be human as we are. And in that, naturally, this beingness flows. Naturally, this beingness is felt. Naturally, you know the love that you are. So by all means, self-inquire, open to awareness, open to spiritual states, open to what you are beyond the body and the mind. But don't deny the body and the mind. Include the body and the mind. Include the body and the mind in this love. It's okay. Your body and mind are okay as they are. They just want to be welcomed in. And in this, you can be fully, authentically yourself. And there's just something so wonderful about that. There's something so much sweeter and nicer and better about that than those who are avoiding their humanity to try and find freedom. You can be free within it. I love that. To see someone free within their humanity. But it has us facing everything within us, all the pain that we've been trying to run away from. It has us facing it all. Okay, my wonderful human friends. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll be making more videos from now on. I really appreciate you, so thank you.